Ben Affleck is opening up, speaking candidly with the New York Times about regret, sobriety, and ultimately his journey towards self-acceptance. You're trying to make yourself feel better with eating or drinking or sex or gambling or shopping or whatever, but that ends up making your life worse, Affleck told the Times. Then you do more of it to make that discomfort go away. Then the real pain starts. It becomes a vicious cycle you can't break. It's a vicious cycle that has taken a deeply personal toll in recent years. Affleck's addiction to alcohol sent him to rehab for the third time and put a strain on his personal life. In 2018, he was seen in this photo being driven to a treatment facility by his ex-wife, Jennifer Garner. The 47-year-old calls his divorce from the actress, quote, "the biggest regret of my life. I drank relatively normally for a long time. What happened was that I started drinking more and more when my marriage was falling apart. This was 2015, 2016. My drinking, of course, created more marital problems." Addressing shortcomings head-on is nothing new for Affleck.
Being an alcoholic, it's part of my life. It's something that I deal with.
He opened up to Hoda last year about facing personal obstacles.
It's about yourself, your life, your family, and, people, we encounter these kinds of hurdles, and we have to deal with them.
But months later, Affleck suffered a very public relapse.
Just slip, but I'm not going to let it derail me.
He told the Times, "I wish it didn't happen. I really wish it wasn't on the internet for my kids to see. Jen and I did our best to address it and be honest." Affleck says that constant grapple with sobriety is a part of his past, present, and future. "There's a lot of alcoholism and mental illness in my family," he says. "The legacy of that is quite powerful and sometimes hard to shake." Through it all, Affleck's had help, calling sober A-listers Robert Downey Jr. and Bradley Cooper guys who have been very supportive and to whom I feel a great sense of gratitude. Brad Pitt also recently credited Cooper at an award show.
"He's a sweetheart. I got sober because of this guy, and every day has been happier ever since."
And as for Affleck, he says, "I have certainly made mistakes. I have certainly done things that I regret, but you've got to pick yourself up, learn from it, learn some more, try to move forward." Affleck says he's also teaming up again with Matt Damon on a new movie. It's the first time they've worked together as screenwriters since 1997's Good Will Hunting. That's the script that won them an Oscar and made them two of Hollywood's best-known stars.